Here's why calorie tracking doesn't work, at least not entirely. Now, of course, I'm a massive fan of calorie tracking. It's something that I do with almost all of my clients. Of course, I work with individuals that don't want to or can't track calories for a variety of reasons, such as disordered eating or fear of re-entering a past eating disorder. So there are definitely ways around it. As we know, the biggest variable when it comes to weight loss is, of course, a calorie deficit. Whether it's intermittent fasting, carnivore, veganism, whatever. The common denominator is that they are in a calorie deficit. But then you might ask, why is it that some diets cause weight loss far quicker than other diets? And why is it that some people can stick to some diets for a long period of time and others only manage a couple of months before they relapse? And this is exactly what I want to speak about today. Diet sustainability. How long can an individual stick to a diet? And this is the biggest problem that just straight up calorie tracking and calorie deficit faces, is that it's very, very hard to do for a very long period of time. Let's use an example. You have an individual that is obese, let's say, or coming on to being obese, and they have a lot of weight they want to lose. The most effective thing to do, first and foremost, would be to introduce a calorie deficit, involving tracking calories, weighing yourself regularly, and all of that jazz. And that is the most effective way of doing things from a data standpoint. The more you track, the less likelihood for failure at the end of the day. So we do exactly that. The individual tracks what they eat very rigorously, they're weighing their food, tracking their calories, and they lose that weight over a said period of time. But where calorie tracking really starts to fail is doing this in the long term. Can you really expect somebody to track absolutely everything they eat, weigh all of their food, and stick to a meal plan for the rest of their life? You can't, really, which is why calorie tracking works in the short term, but it really doesn't tend to work in the long term, which is why something like 97% of diets fail, with individuals actually regaining all the weight they lost or surpassing their original body weight, so actually weighing more than when they started. And it's a big problem, and coaches that only provide clients with calories and a meal plan to stick to for 3 months or 6 months will not guarantee lifelong results with their client. It's as simple as that. There has to be a way to guarantee that everything that the client puts in place can maintain that for the rest of their life. And this is exactly why I designed Formula. Formula is my one-to-one online coaching process designed to work with the client to generate a formula for you that provides you with everything that you need to lose your body weight, get in shape, gain muscle, and develop healthy habits and lifestyle changes that will mean that you can actually stick to it in the long run and maintain your results for the rest of your life. And in this process, I can guarantee that the weight you lose will not be coming back if you do it properly. Now, unfortunately, because it is a very intimate one-to-one process, there isn't exactly a set blueprint or a set formula that I can just dish out for everyone, because everyone is just so different. Your formula is infinitely different to someone else's. Whether it's the foods you typically like to eat, when you like eating, how you like being spoken to and communicated with a coach, for example. When you like training, do you like training? Is it home workouts, gym workouts? How much sleep do you get? What's your life like? How much time do you have in the day? What's your working hours? Like, the list goes on. There are so many obstacles in the way and differences from person to person, okay? So I'm not gonna sit here and say that there is one way that works best, because I'd be lying to you, quite frankly. So effectively, the process looks something like this. I sit down on a consultation call with a new client or someone that wants to start up and get a very good idea of their previous obstacles, their current obstacles, and their current goals and what they want to achieve in the long term. Once they decide they want to move forward, we then book in an onboarding call where we sit down and discuss absolutely everything. And I genuinely mean that. We do not leave a single stone unturned. And then within a week of that call, I can then sit down and put absolutely everything together. I can design your training program, your approach in regard to nutrition. I can then carry out a full diet analysis on your current diet. And we can then put all the little pieces together and you'll be smooth sailing in no time. So if you're interested in getting started with Formula and getting started with me, all you need to do is book in your completely free one-to-one discovery call right now. This isn't my typical YouTube video. I just wanted to make it very clear exactly how stuff works on my end in regard to Formula. I get loads of questions about it, so I thought, why not just provide you with a straight up video which tells you exactly that. Please do have a browse around my YouTube, get an idea of the type of things that I like talking about over here, but definitely head over to my Instagram and TikTok to get a better idea of the typical type of things that I do when it comes to helping clients. My spots go incredibly quickly. Right now, I've got a wait list for every single upcoming month. So if you are interested or on the fence, I would advise just getting your call booked in and we can have a chat. See you soon.